Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 273. We are reunited.
Once more.
Canadian Thanksgiving has brought my co-host and teenage son Jack home for the weekend. We're going to sit down. We are already sitting down. Talk about Dynamite, a little bit of Raw, some NXT. You even watched some.
I watched one match from Australia Extravaganza.
So we'll get to that. Everything will be timestamped so you can find it. We'll just start out talking a little bit. We had your grandparents up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They picked you up from
My
school.
means of transportation.
That's right. That was nice. Took you out for Arby's. I don't know if you ever had Arby's.
I have not.
Arby's are a dying breed in Canada, unfortunately. I'm a fan of Arby's. It's
I'm surprised it's not dead. It was like
hard to find now.
pretty much everyone in there like was old.
Hey, how dare you?
All the people, everyone else I was eating there. So
Yeah.
it's like definitely like a.
I like it. Just because it's a
It's
change
good.
from burgers. I don't know.
It's good.
And the curly fries are sweet. But there's our Arby's talk. And then today, we're releasing this a little bit later than usual on Saturday because your brother had his first two games with his new team. So we were down. It was like an hour and over an hour away. So did both of those. We're back early tomorrow morning. So it was
Yeah,
fun.
Mom said you have to like leave at 7 or something. Or
Yeah,
be
we'll
there for
probably
7?
leave at 7, between 7 and 7:30, I'm guessing.
One of the two, yeah.
Only one game, though. And then
Okay.
back, Mom's going to make turkey for you, for all of us. And then you'll go back on Monday.
Indeed.
That seems
And
to be
then
the plan.
back on Friday.
And you're hoping to get done this and hang out with a friend.
Believe so, yes.
And I'm going to get done this, and apparently, I think it's the Leafs season opener. So I don't care about hockey
Sport puck.
or the Leafs, but I will go hang out with the people. This is when they're at their most hopeful as Leaf fans, right?
Because there's no evidence to like suggest that it's not
Right.
happen yet, other than
There's zero sample
previous
size of.
decades of it not happening.
Although their actual team was very good last year, last couple,
But based on like now, there's nothing to like
Mhm.
discourage you yet.
That's exactly it.
There's
They-
no discouraging factors yet.
It's neutral.
It's the reset.
Fresh start.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Anything you want to discuss, or you want to get moving?
If I can't think of anything, then that's the cue.
I think that was exactly last week. Might have
It's
said
always like
Yeah.
if I have something, I feel like it would have.
already come up.
I'm stalling right now, and it's not there.
So let's move on.
Brain empty.
It is time to look at some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. Just so people know behind the curtain, we are so cool that even as we're on a break from talking about wrestling, as I do a tiny bit of production, what are we still talking about?
Wrestling.
And you are now currently looking up.
And so, because we got like this thing for me to be able to watch Dynamite and AEW stuff away.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just found there's some WCW stuff on there, and they have Nitro. So if we wanted to finally do some 2000 reviews, we could actually watch the preceding television because
You're just choosing to suffer. I love that era. It's so bad.
on there I was telling you there's like Bash of the Beach and Starrcade '99, I think, which is probably suck. Sin, which is 2001, so you know it's gonna suck. Here on YouTube they have Super Bowl Revenge, which is 2001. They have Bash of the Beach 2000, which is the Russo Hogan shoot incident.
I have watched all of these
Uncensored.
multiple times.
Uncensored 2000, that's the Yappa Pie Indian
Mhm.
strap match. That's a goodie. Uncensored 95, it's not 2000 era, but that I've heard that's like a notoriously bad show. If they have, oh my god, they have Uncensored 96.
Right.
That's the Doomsday Cage, the
Yeah.
Alliance and Hulkamania.
Yep.
The water's not hot. Oh my god, I would actually, before we watch the 2000 stuff, I would very much like to watch Dungeon of Doom.
I'll watch it.
I
I've watched it.
I think
I've,
Dungeon of Doom would be hilarious.
I've started it recently. I probably fell asleep because I'll put stuff on like that when I'm going to sleep.
I would love to know, like, I would love to watch Uncensored 96 and just see how much we don't pay attention to the cage match because it's going to be terrible.
It's, all of that is good. I have this weird soft spot for
Crappy
2099, 2000 WCW.
for the worst time in wrestling ever.
I don't know why, but I will
'Cause
rewatch that
it's
stuff.
funny
Yeah,
how bad it is. Or, like, because I know we talked about Hogan and Warrior on here.
we did.
I don't know why.
Who knows why we talk about anything?
That's
Like, this is supposed to be news.
Who cares, right?
News this week will be a lot of releases or people gone, I guess. I'm starting out with the most important for sure. Stevie Turner gone from NXT. And
Gone too soon. Remember, she was a streamer in NXT UK,
Yeah.
and now she's just like
Like,
she's a second to the worst
Right.
person on screen.
so I'm not surprised because right now, like
I don't even know why Robert Stone's there.
She does actually get on TV, but it's kind of pointless. And what's the payoff for the little tension between her and Robert Stone? Like, where could that possibly go?
Robert Stone, at least you can use as a manager.
He's very talented.
At least if you're not gonna have Turner as a wrestler, which they haven't, then why?
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. I didn't hear anything about like an injury or whatever, but she wasn't. It's not a role that they can't do away with for sure. So she's gone.
I mean, I would release Ava.
I mean, she's amazing. But then we need her because she wins awards on our worst stuff every year.
Yeah,
like, those are tough spots to fill.
Like worst on the mic, worst non-wrestling performer. Yeah. That's true.
She's like a Hall of Famer for us.
The worst of is like looking pretty sparse right now, just because it's like
you don't watch enough WWE.
Even
is part of it.
Yeah, and even you now, you don't really watch it either, and like
no,
unless NXT's really sucking a bit.
Yeah,
and like Booker T's your shoe-in for commentator, obviously.
Yes,
but like WWE, it's like if it gets really bad, it's not like we're gonna really remember it. We're just gonna stop watching it.
Yeah. Pretty much there.
Right? And then AEW, it's like they've been, like I've been saying it, they've had a really good year, I think.
So it'll be the worst of like decent stuff.
Which isn't funny or interesting.
Right.
So it's like
maybe you need to look at other people's lists and watch those matches.
That's the thing, yeah. Like I mean, worst of, I can easily think of like a WWE match. I would probably put Cena and Cody as my worst match because that sucked.
Like if I would trust Post Wrestling if you stole their nominees because I think they might put those out.
Yeah, but then it's like I'm subjecting myself to bad stuff, which I know we just stopped talking with.
But like you just are like excited to do.
But like that's like so bad it's funny. This is so bad it's like I don't want to watch it.
Yes. What was I watching too? Some old WWE. It does not hold up well in terms of racial sensitivities. Weren't you just saying
95? Or no, you were watching WrestleMania 2, weren't you?
I was.
That's like, because that's like 80s, like mid 80s.
Yeah. It's your turn for a news.
You can imagine how
culturally insensitive they are, I guess. Yeah.
Probably the biggest, actually most interesting release was they canned Wesley,
which we immediately started joking. What's gonna happen?
TNA, NXT,
TNA, and back to NXT.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's really good.
He's really good, but like I think the general consensus is they murdered his career with that heel turn. Because like, what did he do since
Nothing.
Then? I mean, I'm not saying he was like the best on the mic as a face, but like at least he was like, because his North American run was like, it almost rivaled Orange Cassidy.
I think he can be a good baby face, yeah. And then that heel turn, like I was quite enjoying him, right? And in ring, he's pretty awesome, but High Rise was doing nothing.
Yeah, now they're just gonna flounder on Evolve, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gone. I like him, but I don't know where he goes.
Yeah.
Right? TNA to NXT.
To NXT.
Like not like it's a joke, but it's not.
Considering like we talked about Mara Sade.
Right.
She's not even been in TNA a year.
Right. We'll get to her. Don't worry. She was
like
notable on NXT this week.
They didn't bring him on NXT for the invasion or the showdown.
How dare you?
But like Cedric hasn't been gone that long, and he went to TNA. So like, if he showed up on NXT, it'd be funny.
Yeah,
he was teaming with Javon not too long ago.
Right, that's right. He was. They all end up back there. So on top of that, then you saw Kylie Ray
and
Zeta Steel,
right? Not Tyra,
and Lance Anoa'i of the most notable. There was a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, Kylie Ray is notable because I think she still has the WWE ID title. So it's like that program seems to be like dying already, which makes sense.
She's been wrestling forever.
That program seems kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's
like just sign people.
I forget it. Exists most of the time.
Well, because it's like, who cares?
Steele chose not to renew her contract apparently, because I figured she's someone they would keep because she seems to have potential. I think
Zeta Steel, or are you thinking Tyra May?
Zeta Steel. Yeah, and then I can't believe a Samoan got let go.
Yeah,
that's newsworthy.
That is, because like you would think they would have used him.
All of them.
He's been there for like a year.
Yeah, no. Anyways, I have what, 2 more? I think one more because you took Wesley.
Yeah. So Santos Escobar, his contract lapsed.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
And so it was like, he's expected to go to AEW, but then he re-signs with WWE on a big money deal. Apparently he was meant to beat Vikingo for the AAA Mega title when Los Garza had the tag titles, but then plans changed.
Right.
And what I found interesting was I saw Brian Alvarez say that it would be hard for WWE to justify not using him for the money he's getting on his new deal. So apparently he was like he was letting it last because like he was concerned about how he'd be used.
Yeah,
which is fair.
which
He
is
hasn't really
very
done
fair,
much.
very fair.
But now, like, they've made big overtures to re-sign him, so
they're paying
Alvarez
him so
is
much he won't
saying-
care. Maybe.
Or Alvarez is saying, like, it'd be stupid not to use him now, which I think he's pretty great. So
I like him a lot, and
I don't know why you wouldn't use him.
he can for sure do more than he does.
And he can appeal to that market that they're
ever so
yeah.
attached to now too.
And yes, he can like be a AAA guy.
Only other thing I had is because you mentioned it, and then I explained it to you or tried to because I don't fully understand it either. That you were like, I heard ratings were way down, right? So
Yeah, I heard Dynamite got smoked.
all wrestling was down. The one I made note of was SmackDown because it's some of the lowest ratings in like 4 or 5 years. 0.23 in the demo and just over 1 million, 1.03. So apparently there's Nielsen, the people who do the ratings, they have a new measurement called Big Data Plus Panel. And for whatever reason, that has wrestling, maybe a lot of things, I don't know, but wrestling specifically is plummeting. So, and it may put strain on, they're saying, I think this was Meltzer, with WWE's relationship with their broadcast partners, because now suddenly, right, when you're negotiating these fees, they can be like, well, the rate, so it's weakening your bargaining power, right?
Millions of dollars from Saudi and Netflix.
That'll prop them up.
So they're fine.
And then, so yeah, it's like the old way was 100,000 people taking data from them, and now they're trying to get smart TVs, satellites, and whatever else to get, saying like 75 million devices to get a larger sample size.
Wider sample size.
And I guess wrestling doesn't fare well in a wider sample size.
Well, kind of told you that for free.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true. They paid a team of people to do that.
Yeah.
We could have told them that.
Kota Ibushi reportedly suffered a broken femur during his match with Josh Alexander on the Collision taping.
Oh no.
So
he can't catch a break, eh? Sorry, something was under my foot.
Yeah, it sucks. And we've been liking him recently.
That's no quick recovery either, I don't think. Can't imagine. That's too bad.
Yeah, and he's also taken some.
He's snake bit like Jay White, and
Jay White is a snake bit guy.
Yeah. Coincidentally, right there.
Yeah, and then the last one was sad for me is that Tony Khan says AEW likely won't return to Daly's place until some construction on like whatever is done, which I saw someone say is reportedly till 2028.
Bummer for you.
So no Daily shows.
You like that place?
It's the best.
It's the best. All right, that's it for news. We'll most in-depth thing we do every week's coming up next. That is looking back at this Tuesdays.
Wow,
I saved that. That's shocking. Episode of AEW Dynamite. So it was a 2.5 hour Dynamite. And
like last week, right?
Super weird. Never happened before. My parents were there for the first couple minutes. May have driven them to leave, actually. It's possible.
That makes sense.
And then your mother and your brother were talking behind us for a little bit.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
I was
so
a little
6
distracted.
people in our house watching wrestling at one time.
How's that for ratings?
Right. Where's our Nielsen box?
Yeah.
Eh?
Exactly.
So yeah, ratings were down everywhere else, but they were tripled in our house, up 300%.
Dynamite actually had 3 times as many viewers.
Key demographic, though, stays the same.
Wouldn't 8 be in my key demo, or is it 18 to something?
I think it's 18 to something.
Oh, so I'm I am.
But probably.
Wait, 18 to 49? Or
think
did you say?
18 to 35, maybe?
Oh, so you're not.
I'm
All right,
not.
you suck.
If it goes to 49, I'm in.
That's what I thought it was, but I don't
Maybe it is. We could pretend it is.
Sure.
But yeah, it was strange to have that many.
It was, yeah.
Didn't last long. It ended up being just us within like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, I think.
I want to say they left sometime during Moxie's G.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they're back in Daly's place, which I love. It's just a different setup, and it's so visibly different too. Like you'll instantly know it's Daly's place just from the way it's set up. Or you have like the ramp coming kind of diagonally. You have screen here. Then there's like a screen above. Then there's like some fans there, and then like a screen there, and there's that ledge, right?
Yeah.
And
I notice it's different. Would I pick it out as Daly's place out of a lineup? Not sure.
I feel like we've seen enough now.
But I do notice it's different.
Yeah, and then there's like I love the amphitheater environment too. I feel like I kind of noticed it when Hangman's talking here because
the open air is the most noticeable
with Hangman and Joe here. Yeah, they you'll hear them talking. It's just like the outdoor atmosphere is noticeable and it's always nice. I really like it.
Minus the little bit of glitches we had to deal with earlier.
Yeah, our feed is really good. Sometimes it would like skip back a bit, so we'd see the same thing twice, and sometimes it would skip forward a bit, so we'd miss certain things.
And I think it was only skipping like a second or two, but
It was like, I feel like it was like 5 seconds or something, because sometimes we missed like a bit, but like it was really stupid. I don't know.
So if we miss anything, we apologize.
Yeah.
Might not be as thorough as usual.
Yeah. We kick off with Hangman and Samoa Joe face to face. Joe comes out in a suit and he's got his hair buzzed again.
He looks cool.
He does look cool. And he had his belt, his trios belt, but then he gave it to Hobbs and Shibata. They kind of went back and left him with Hangman. Hangman talked about what happened last week, and he says when Joe talked about Hangman or beating him, he saw what it was really about, and he says Joe's been angry for a while, but angry with himself and distracted from what's important. He didn't ask for this because Joe threw a tantrum, but because he owes him for his help at All In, and he never would have won the title otherwise. Joe says what Hangman said was true, but then when he stares across the ring, he sees a pretender because Hangman wouldn't be champion without the Ops timely interference, and they've had his back numerous times. He's surprised this didn't happen sooner. He got so occupied with the Death Riders, he forgot the prime target is he who calls himself champion, and Hangman is no champion. He says he's going to beat, break, and torture Hangman, and Hangman will have the opportunity to be the champion he says he is, but when that comes, Joe will choke him out and take the title. He says he'll show Hangman who he is and put him in his place, and they will have a rightful world champion. Hangman says the proof of who he is when the bell rings, and he says when he gets locked in the choke, he will not tap. He says every second that ticks by is his advantage because Joe can't outlast him. When he wins, Joe will shake his hand and look him in the eye and know he's the champion of the world.
Yeah, I thought this was awesome. And again, like no way Joe's winning, but I still am super into it.
It's just a simple grudge, and it feels like
real people talking
like
in a real way.
Grudge, yeah.
Which is our favorite thing, right? Like this could be an actual conversation two people in this situation have. I thought my dad showed some incredible IQ because when it was over,
said, "Who's the heel?
Who's the heel here?"
That caught me off guard.
Me too.
I was like,
he's some sort of wrestling savant.
I was like, sorry?
Yeah, because he doesn't watch. He doesn't know what's going on.
That really caught me off guard.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very strange. Who's the bad guy? We're like, it's really interesting because neither of them are.
Yeah.
And if just from watching, you might even think.
I would think you would think Joe.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because he's like angry and he's like actually kind of trying to provoke Hangman a bit, which I feel like is just kind of Joe being Joe. I'm not saying that makes him a heel, but he is just like that kind of character. And I like that Hangman is more respectful because he's just going to be like that, right? He has more respect for Joe in spite of last week, and obviously he's still grateful for the help. And Joe, I like he's kind of prodding at Hangman a bit.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, I think it's also from the perspective of Joe wants to win the title. So if he gets Hangman a little emotional and not thinking straight, then that allows him to capitalize and win, right? So, and I think I like that they're pushing the angle of Hangman you're being Joe, because it gives Hangman something to prove in this match and gives him a reason to want to win, despite besides being a fighting champion.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and this was just, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't too long or anything, and
I honestly thought it was shorter than I expected.
Yeah,
that's fine. I really liked it still.
Me too. I like it, and the match will be awesome, and Joe will, I think for sure, work heel, you know what I mean? Because Hangman's not going to.
No, that doesn't make sense, really.
But good start to the show.
Then we get a quick conglomeration interview. It's basically just Briscoe going down their matches tonight with multiple dumber in action. They also have matches on Collision. He talks about Kyle versus Kyle tonight and says Kyle will beat Kyle's ass.
Yeah.
O'Reilly says he despises anyone named Kyle, and Roddy tells him to bring the title home. Briscoe talks about Cassie rekindling his feud with Pac tonight and Ishii facing Mox. They all do hands in except for Roddy. I thought this was a solid, decent way to preview the matches for the night since everyone loves Briscoe.
That's right. And the Roddy thing,
I think it's because they were doing the Paragon thing, but then O'Reilly's still kind of in the conglomeration, so I think Roddy's bothered by it. I don't know. It's been partially on Collision, so I'm not really up on it.
And we both love Roddy, but their group is so insignificant that any sort of little detail in their group doesn't really matter.
Doesn't help that.
It's not worth thinking about,
Doesn't help that Cole's gone.
As Letterkenny would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about it.
Then we go to Mox versus Ishii. I thought Mox's entrance going through Daly's place looked kind of cool. It's just the usual stuff, but I thought it looked cooler in Daly's place. There's a chop exchange at ringside. Brainbuster from Ishii. Mox with crowd count punches in the corner. Yeah.
Brainbuster.
And then he flips off the fans, which allows Ishii to hit powerbomb for 2. Trade lariats, and then Insiguri from Ishii. Mox comes back with a running knee, and they're both down. Mox is one of those cutters kind of out of nowhere for 2. He does a really good job just kind of popping it out of nowhere. Stalling suplex, stalling pile driver from Mox. Then Ishii just kind of tanks it. Mox falls to the curb stomp for 2. Ishii with a sliding lariat, and then like this headlock submission. Mox counters out, hits a German suplex and a paradigm shift for a 2 count, and then he gets Ishii in a sleeper hold and makes him pass out.
Man, like this over delivered for me. I
Really
used to love Ishii, and I haven't loved him. I thought this, like, it started out Ishii, there's strikes, chops. Like, my parents were there for that part still, I remember. And then I thought the second half or 2/3 was way better. And for Ishii, like, good.
I thought it was pretty much what you'd expect from these two.
And not an amazing match, but I was, I guess, over-delivered in the sense that I wasn't expecting Ishii to look as good as he did,
Yeah.
I thought.
I thought it was a solid showing for him. Not a barn burner or anything, but, like, nothing really wrong with it. We don't tend to care about Ishii these days.
No. And the bloody nose part, right? I liked at the end how Excalibur was like, that made him more susceptible to being choked out because he had to breathe through his mouth or blah, blah, blah. So that, like, he looked cool too. Kind of added something.
Yeah. And I was surprised there's no Darby angle here, but that'll be for later.
That was kind of weird that it was just the match and nothing.
That is it makes sense later.
Especially because I'll sometimes complain about there's a run-in or something after every match, right? So these are the ones I have to remember happen along the way too.
Yeah. Then we get a Young Bucks interview. Renee finds him outside Tony Khan's office asking him to be put in another money match. Matt says they know Jurassic Express are in action tonight and they have tickets to watch, and he tells Nick he had to sell some of their sneakers to buy the tickets, which I thought was kind of funny. And Nick continues pounding the door, shouting about how he needs the money.
Yeah, it's a little bit of comedy, right?
I thought this was funny. It was a different way to go with this. It was funny because they're broke, then it's like they have money and they are spending it, so it's like funny that now everyone's nice to them again, and then it's funny that they blew the money, and now it's funny like they're trying to get back in that match so they can do it again and probably blow it again. And
for the people who say the money matches are stupid and pointless, they're actually
now giving a reason for
they're
a money
actually
match.
Working them into a story, which doesn't mean there aren't doesn't mean there aren't. Is that the way I want to go? Other stories you can somehow attach to this stuff too. When, a
lot of the money matches are just to get those multi-man tag matches, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I do like that they're working into a story, and a story that I found pretty entertaining. Like, I think the story they've done with the Bucks ever since they lost, I think it's been really entertaining. I really enjoy it every week.
I'm like it more than I thought I was going to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a little bit of humor, and it's
actually something different for the Bucks too.
Yeah.
Right, like for the people, I think even you said sometimes like they don't always tend to change a lot, but this is actually, I mean, I guess they're kind of acting the same too, but it is like a different route for them to go for once, right? Like, so I do think it's interesting. It amuses me a lot. And the buying tickets to a show to get to watch a match is been done before, but it feels different here because it's like No Way Out 2004 when like it's Lesnar and Guerrero, and then like they give Goldberg a ticket so he's there and then he interferes later, something like that. It's like, or I remember Solo buying tickets to watch a Jey Uso match in the Village War Games last year, stuff like that. But like this one was kind of funny because you'll see them later and they're up in like the nosebleeds. They're like they couldn't even get seats right next to each other.
I forgot that, yeah.
Just stuff like that. So like they do make it their own here. I thought it was pretty funny. We got a quick Statlander and Storm package with Renee running stats. I thought it was cool that she pointed out like the only thing I really remember was that like Statlander I think has the most wins, but she's also been out for a long time.
And they've never faced each other one-on-one.
And Statlander's also the first to win both of the women's titles in AEW. But I thought it was cool that like, she has like the most wins at 100 and something or whatever. And she's also been out for a long period of time, which is like...
She does win a lot.
Feather in her cap.
For sure. And I thought like... No, love Stat, but she's not a good talker. The Tony Storm character is like very unserious and we're not fans. So like... If you're going to push this match, I thought this was, for me personally, a good way to do it.
Best case scenario, really.
Maybe, right? So I liked it.
Then we get the Demand taking on the Hurt Syndicate in a street fight. We get everyone in street clothes, Demand in like shirts and jeans, and then the Hurt Syndicate in like their undershirts and suit pants or whatever, which I thought was really cool, like, because that does feel like what they would wear on the streets, right? And so
that's true.
I just thought it was a really cool way of like, everyone had appropriate attire, which I thought helped me enjoy this, honestly.
Yeah, when they're in the streets, I'm sure that's how they dress.
Right? And
it's like Four Horsemen.
Thought them being in like the suit getup for their street fight gear, I thought looked really cool.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of neat. Leona hit Lashley with the Samoan drop onto some chairs. Ricochet ran across the ledge that's on that hard cam side and he dove onto everybody. Leona Beals Lashley through a table that was set up against the wall. Khan ran along the apron to elbow drop Lashley through another table. Goa held Benjamin on a table for Ricochet, who hit a shooting star. It looked really clean, but not enough force to put him through the table. So then Leona and has MVP with him, and they just like jump through the table.
Yeah, that's right.
So whatever. Benjamin knocks Leon off the apron with that step up knee he does, and he blasts Khan with a super kick.
Both looked awesome.
Khan sets up to take out Benjamin, put him through a table. Lashley takes him out the spear. Then Lashley puts Leon through a table at ringside with a spine buster. And then the finish comes in the Syndicate. They all corner Ricochet in the ring. They each take their shots. Then Shelton just chucks Ricochet with a German through the table. A big release German through the table in the corner, and the Syndicate get the win.
Yeah, this turned out to be really fun.
I agree. I thought there was a lot of good spots in here.
There was. The brawling at the begining's never my favorite, but then like
you gotta start somewhere.
Once they got back in the ring, I thought it was pretty awesome. And again, we said it, like they're making Goa, they're elevating them for sure, even though they don't win here.
But they already won, and you could probably do a rubber match if you wanted to.
It feels like that's where they're gonna go. But yeah, there was lots of cool stuff in this. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was pretty enjoyable as expected. I think everyone also being in an appropriate attire up to my enjoyment. I think it's visually different, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of table spots, but like it's a hoss fight as a street fight. So it's kind of what you'd expect. Because I think it's more in their wheelhouse to just do power moves through tables and stuff, and less like reliance on chairs and like kendo sticks or whatever, right? So I thought this was cool, and the finish looked pretty good. Syndicate winning makes sense. I'm not mad at it.
No, me either.
The demand already had a win, and then if we want to give them another win, we can do that.
Yeah, I think we get a third match, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I don't know what you do that's different from this though.
What's left?
Yeah, because when you do multi-man tags like this that are like just stipulation matches, you have less options. Because you can do like Texas Death or First Blood or like something like that. 2 out of
3 falls, but they're not really teams built for that kind of thing. I don't feel like.
So I don't know. I could see a third match, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Unless we want to just do like Lashley and Shelton against Goa. It's like that's your third match. It's like we just reduce it to the tag teams.
Yeah, I think I would rather that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Then we get an interview with the Callis family. Callis talks about how they're smarter and better than everyone else. He says Alexander needs to destroy Ibushi on Collision, aged poorly.
Destroy him.
Yeah.
Literally.
He says O'Reilly is such a mark that he named himself after Fletcher.
That was fun. That made me laugh.
He says Brodito won't win tonight, and Rocky Romero says because Hedgeshair destroyed Bandito's shoulder last week, and he's uncrowned champion, whatever, which they were right that they wouldn't win. And Cal says after the beat Brodito tonight, they'll take the tag house at Wrestle Dream and have all the gold. I thought this was solid.
Yeah.
Cal made me giggle.
Me too. Same. It was just pretty straightforward.
Then we get Jurassic Express against KM and some other guy, both jobbers.
Other guy.
It was like Orion or something like that.
It was Orion.
The Bucks are up in the crowd, like I mentioned earlier. Perry with a clothesline, then he sends a guy into a clothesline from Luchasaurus. Basement dropkick from Perry after some double team work. And they do use their old finish for the win with the Thoracic Express.
Yes, they did.
From back in the day. Then the Bucks come down from the crowd, take out Perry. Luchasaurus goes for a double chokeslam, takes a low blow. BTE trigger to Luchasaurus. Then Nick says they call this a callback, then he hits Perry in the gut with a mic, and they hit him with a TK driver as well, and then they challenge them to a match at Wrestle Dream. And for those who don't remember, that's like a callback to when Perry beat up Tony Khan. I think it was the last time they were in dailies. So I thought that was a neat
controversial. Yeah, quick squash match, right? And then
to get to the angle.
Yeah, and
the match we expected to get.
Man, Luchasaurus is a really great sympathetic character, eh? It's weird because he's this like big person and a monster and whatever, but he's and he doesn't talk.
I think it's just
maybe that's it.
That is it, and it's just because like I agree because I remember like some of the segments he'd have with Christian, just like
he feels so bad.
Even though he has like less emotive ability, it almost like makes it come across more.
I know.
Because like when he would like look distraught or like upset when Christian's being an asshole.
And Christian's so good at it.
That's what helped too.
It's
I remember,
believable.
I think it was the one segment on the first Dynamite of 2024.
Yeah.
Back when they're still running that angle because unfortunately Luchasaurus fell ill and whatnot. But yeah, like I remember they had this segment and he was just being such a dick to him.
He's so good at it.
And then because that's back when he was kill switching, so then the crowd's chanting Luchasaurus really loud. And it was like I remember I was so excited for that payoff. And it sucks. Like I think it was partially they waited on it, but then also he got sick, which is not their fault or his. But yeah, like he is such a great sympathetic babyface, and I'm really happy to see them back together. And I like that Perry didn't just revert to Jungle Boy, which he said he's not going to do. I like that he's like Jungle Jack Perry. That's fine. It's like an homage to the old gimmick.
Well, it's
and
like
he's still Jack Perry.
He's evolved and their relationships evolved, so they don't need to be the same anymore. You know what I mean?
I do hope he comes out on the shoulders for an entrance, though. Like that you just
and then
that's
Marco
nice.
Stunt on his shoulders.
I think it'd be funny if they brought back Marco Stunt.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Although last time I remember him wrestling on AEW was on Collision when he faced Scapegoat Perry, and he got like absolutely darted into the turnbuckle, like he owed Perry money.
Yeah.
But yeah, like solid squash. The angle after it was a cool callback. It was pretty simple, but I'm really excited for this match. Because we didn't see a lot from Jurassic Express here. They look solid, but I'm excited to see them in like an actual match.
I think that's the plan, right?
And
Here's
the Bucks are the Bucks. Like we've been saying this, they've had a criminally underrated year for in-ring action. Like it feels like they came back from whatever hiatus they came back from and were like on a mission to just like kill it. Because like every multi-man tag they've been in, I feel like we've been really pleased with their work. Their match, they had the match with, what was it, Brodito, I think, on Dynamite. That was really good. Their match at All In with Ospreay and Swerve was awesome. And now this, even just the character work now that they're doing with this broke angle, I think is really good. So I think even though they weren't, oddly enough, I would say this is a better year for them than last year when they were champs for a while. Because I think there's
nice
a lot
to
of
say
times,
you don't have to be a champion to get.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think there's a lot of times where both of us, but you especially, were not a fan of them last year. Like they were still having some good matches, but sometimes they were like a little below par, and some of the character work as EVPs wasn't as good.
I feel they've ramped up in ring.
I feel like they've ramped up in ring, and I feel like their character work has been pretty entertaining this year.
Yeah.
So I think this should be a really good match because I think the Bucks have had really a sleeper hit of a year. I think like I don't know if they would win, but I think they've done well enough this year where I would at least put them in the tag team of the year just because, one, because I feel like they're just always there, but two, just because I feel like there's just been a lot of instances, like I said, where we've just been like a fan of their work and like where I've just like enjoyed what they're doing.
But maybe it's a curse because look at Fraxium now.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow. They're just
and look at that.
Gone?
Well, look at the NXT tag titles now.
I know. Yes. With those young guys.
Young bucks.
Yeah, those
right?
Developmental talent guys.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like it could be Brodito. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Brodito's also, I think it's like hurts to get bucks, Brodito.
Yeah.
You're not really getting anyone from WWE's end because they don't give a crap.
No, they do not.
No, and Fraxium's gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, next we get a promo from the Death Riders. Pac calls Cassidy tangerine balls, which I thought was really funny. He says it's not personally, he's just looking for something to whet his appetite. He said it more specifically, but I can't talk like Pac. He will do what he always does, which is outclass Cassidy, out wrestle him, and make him suffer. He says then they'll move onwards and upwards because they have ambition that outweighs the likes of Cassidy. Yuta says they have to trim the fat and separate losers and winners. That includes Cassidy, and Garcia talks about winning a lot. I thought Garcia and Yuta were fine, but we love Pac promos here.
Yes.
And I always revel in the opportunity to hear him speak. He hasn't lost a step on the mic. He looks different, but I always enjoy his promos.
And yes, they're always basically the same, but
it's also like just I feel like he always pulls out some weird British lingo that I've never heard before, and it's just so the way he speaks is just so interesting to me that even though it's the same, it always interests me.
Yeah, I know and
just the way like the disdain he talks about like to Cassidy with, and like calling him tangerine balls, like that should be a stupid thing to say if you're anybody, but like he makes it sound like it's like it just works with him, and I love his promos. It made me giggle. But he's one of those guys where I just love the way he does promos.
And he's just a bastard. He's like, it's nothing personal. I'm just a bastard.
And he always has hated Cassidy, so it makes sense.
And I think because you don't hear him speak very often, and when he does, it's super short. Like, yes, it's always very similar, but it always works for him.
It might always be this like similar, like you're saying, but he has his own he has his own distinct style where I can like be like his promos stand out to me always, and it's like. It's just always something to look forward to. I love him. He's like one of those guys. Him and I always love Switchblade promos too, because Switchblade, it's like I don't know how to explain his promo cadence. It also just feels different to me. I miss him as well. But yeah, Pac is just one of those guys where I always pay attention when he's on the mic.
And I
think he's great.
We're not in love with Garcia, but I do think Pac and Garcia being there now freshens Death Riders up a bit.
I agree.
So that can't be bad.
It sucks that Pac missed out on All In though.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, I'm glad he's back, and Garcia being in there kind of helps things change up, and it gives me a reason to care about him, even a little bit. Then we get Kyle versus Kyle for the TNT Championship.
That's right.
I told you this as I did it. I made the executive decision to write every note as Kyle, so we will just... I mean, I'll probably know.
I think I will know 90% of the time, just because I know moves and stuff of people, right?
But I thought, why bother?
I agree. If they don't want us to do it, don't have two Kyles face each other.
This is why Vince McMahon was
they
like,
brought
afraid
it
of this.
on themselves. That's right. Vince knew.
He had like a same name phobia.
Yes.
That's why he would be like, or that was probably one of the reasons he would like take out people's first.
Well, like names. Jordan Grace and Ariana Grace have to clarify they're not related on the one episode.
Triple H is too busy in politics to like separate them.
Yes, he is.
Kyle gets spiked on a crazy Michinoku driver from Kyle. Kyle does always have a great Michinoku.
He jumps.
Driver. He just he drills it. He absolutely drills it. Kyle hits the KTFO. That's his usual combination. Do you know which one that is?
O'Reilly.
Yeah, good job. Kyle locks in a hammerlock guillotine until Kyle grabs his hair and headbutts him. Then Kyle switches into a triangle, but Kyle lifts him up into a sit-up powerbomb. See, this is why it amuses me. Kyle sidesteps a running knee from the apron from Kyle. Then he hits a super kick. Then we get Kyle running off the apron later on to hit Kyle with a drop kick against the barricade. That's one of the spots he's been doing recently. Is like he just runs and absolutely full sends on a drop kick when someone's like seated against the barricade. Fletcher doing the drop kick?
I know, but I had to clarify the Kyle.
Which one?
I thought so. I just wanted to make sure.
Wait, who's doing the drop kick?
Fletcher.
No, it's O'Reilly.
Oh, it's O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was like confused if that's what you're asking me.
No.
The Kyle's trade strikes and Kyle hits a tornado guillotine, hangs on. Kyle tries to counter that with the brainbuster, but Kyle slips out, hits a shoulder capture suplex for 2. Brainbuster from Kyle. Then Kyle hits a second brainbuster for the win. After match, Archer and Kyle attack Kyle. Roddy comes down to even the odds, but gets beat up, and Briscoe comes down to stare down Kyle.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun match, pretty quick, and
you knew he was gonna win, but both of these guys are so great in the ring.
And yeah, because they're two different styles, right?
They are. And I really do love O'Reilly.
And they're both really good at it.
The most interesting guy, but I feel like O'Reilly's got such an interesting style.
I do too.
So I wish he would have more TV matches on Dynamite. Because I know he's not gonna win anything.
Yeah.
But like, or even if him and Roddy wanted to jump back in the tag division.
I know.
I
think that'd be awesome.
Back in the day, they were like my favorite tag team.
I think they still could be awesome.
They are still great. But O'Reilly especially, I just think, because Roddy's like the cardio machine, but O'Reilly, I think, has such an interesting style.
He does.
Just that he's like a technical wrestler, but also like an MMA-ish wrestler. So it's really interesting how he mixes that. And
it's like he's counter wrestling, and
he's got his own way about him, right? And I love him. And he's a good in-ring comedian.
And Fletcher is like a more pro wrestling guy, but the stuff he hits looks awesome.
Yeah, Fletcher is fantastic as always. Both Kyles looked good here, I thought. Just a solid defense for Fletcher. And it seems we're headed for a rubber match with Briscoe, which is totally fine.
Me too. Yeah, I think that's where we're going. And yeah, I thought this match was fun. I liked it.
Then we get a Fletcher promo backstage. He says he has no problem putting Briscoe away. He's beaten him twice before. Renee's like, well, you also lost twice to him. And she announces that they are indeed having a match for the TNT title at Wrestle Dream.
Let's go.
Which should be phenomenal. I think we missed a couple of their matches because they were on Collision, but I think we saw they had a match on Collision in the C2, which I know we watched because we watched it all last year. We did. I remember because I think Fletcher, that was the first one Fletcher lost, which I was surprised by. And then we also watched their match from Dynasty in the Owen Cup,
right,
which was a banger. So I'm super looking forward to this. It could kind of go either way, I feel like, because I feel like if Briscoe's going to win the title, now feels like the most likely time for it to happen. And like, if Fletcher loses it, we all know he's going up anyways. So, like, I wouldn't be mad if he loses it. I would rather him not, but I would be okay if he did.
Can they find a way? Shenanigans isn't the right word, but to protect Fletcher, you just don't need to.
I don't think you need to.
Could Takeshita and Okada have some sort of influence?
I don't think so, because I think they have their own match now, right?
But if are they going to be there?
I doubt it.
Their tension could cause a problem, a distraction.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I honestly wouldn't mind if Fletcher lost clean at this point, because I feel like Fletcher, like, I'm not saying he should be losing willy-nilly and losses won't hurt him, but his status as a rising star is kind of confirmed.
It is.
And I think we've done a good job of like building Briscoe above the level where he's just having good matches but losing. Like we're to the point where like losing to him doesn't make Fletcher look any worse. It just makes Briscoe look good.
And it'd be cool just in this term of like the contrast of Fletcher as champion to Briscoe as the next one. It's so different. And Fletcher, he'll get a quick rehab win against somebody good, and he's fine.
Fletcher, like I could see Fletcher losing it here. Then he can maybe have a short feud with someone. I could see him entering the C2 again, and having some great matches in there. And then next year, I think we start his push because I think I could see him being champion at the end of next year.
I could too.
Depends on like when Ospreay's back, because I think Ospreay should win it. I think you either have to have Ospreay win it from Fletcher or Fletcher win it from Ospreay.
That'd be awesome.
Either or.
That'd be a sweet program.
I would just like some form of that, because their feud last year and at the end of 24, this year and at the end of 24, I thought was great. Like their match at Full Gear last year, I thought was my favorite match of the year. I thought it was great.
It helped Fletcher that
program. Because that was the one he
really
won, where he won the first match, right?
Yeah.
And he benefited from that. Even losing the next two matches, the cage match this year was one of the best matches of the year, right? So Fletcher benefited from that feud huge. So yeah, them feuding for the title would be great. But anyways, super excited for this match. I'm glad we get this again.
Me too.
Then we get Mercedes Moné versus Lacey Lean for the TBS title and open challenge. So it's not Dakota Kai, it's one of the Rave girls.
That's right. All alone. She's fine.
Yeah. Though there's the tagline. We brought it back.
It's fine.
A lot of roll-up attempts from Lane early on. Moné with the three amigos. Lane moves out of the way of Moné's corner double knees, hits a running thrust kick in the corner. Springboard leg drop from Lane, followed by a hammerlock flatliner for 2, which I thought was actually kind of cool.
It was.
Back and forth pins, then Moné hits her finisher, which looked better.
Yeah.
This time.
It actually did. She hit it pretty well.
And she gets the win.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like, Lacey Lane got a ton in this. Moné gave her a ton.
I thought she looked okay. Like, she was kind of a mixed bag for me. I thought some of her offense looked cool, and some of it looked slow and basic.
I agree. What have I said about her before? She does cool things, but like 2/3 speed or something. I had some.
Yeah, might have been.
Because she knows how to do cool stuff. It just doesn't look.
I feel like you said that about someone else, though.
Could be more people, too. But she got a lot. Moné basically only hit a couple of moves and won. But it was fine.
I was a little disappointed with Dakota Kai, though, because I would have been more interested.
And I mean, that was your women's match kind of thing. It was back to one of those. Bringing back that old gimmick, too.
Then we get LFI and then Eddie and Hook promo. It's for Collision. I really didn't take notes because I don't care. But I only was interested in the fact that Morris was wearing like a shirt and sunglasses.
He was.
With his like it just looked so. It was cool.
So I guess the point is Sammy keeps ducking Eddie and sacrificing other people. Which, whatever, it's fine. It's on Collision. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Too bad Mortos is getting sacrificed.
Yeah.
So
then we get Brodito versus Takeshita and Okada. It's an eliminator. Or double Jeopardy eliminator, actually. I need to change my notes.
How dare you? I have it right. Probably because I copy and pasted it from somewhere.
Probably because I knew the results, so I just assumed it wasn't like...
I for sure copy and paste it because there's no way I would have typed that out. If it's my show, like if I'm reviewing an NXT,
then yeah.
I will usually, but for this I would have just put Brodito.
It's a double Jeopardy eliminator, so the way that's working is obviously if the Callis boys win, they get a tag title shot, but if either member Brodito gets the win, they get a shot at Okada's title.
So that's kind of different. I thought it was cool.
I do like that because it's like...
Either one's plausible.
And also now it's beneficial to both sides.
Right.
And I feel like it'd be an interesting way to tell tension between Brodito if you wanted to, because they want the title shot, but obviously that's not the kind of team they are, and it's also too soon.
Right.
But I was just thinking, like, if that was what you wanted to do. But obviously they're not the ones with tension.
WWE would do it that soon.
Yes.
They won't expect it.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
King and Bandito take turns chopping Okada in the corner. King gets taken out on the apron.
And to be fair, Brodito got themselves over, so they would not be.
That's not okay.
They would not be champions.
You can't do that.
They would not be champions at this point.
They wouldn't have been.
They would have split them up, moved them onto separate brands.
Yeah. Brody King stuck on. Actually, no, Bandito stuck on Collision because he's a Mexican. He can't talk that well.
That's right.
That's what it'd be. Actually, and then he would get paired with LFI.
Exactly.
Even though he's like feuded with them forever. It'd be like if Escobar, because he's been feuding with the LWO, but then they just reunite just because they're all Latino.
Right.
You know. King's on the apron. He gets taken up by a boot from Takeshita and then Okada lariat, and then a DT on the apron from Takeshita and then a DT from Okada on the floor. King with a double lariat, hot tag to Bandito. Bandito set up their 450 splash thingy-majiggy, but Okada yanks Bandito's bad arm of the ropes. He does have like a shoulder thing on.
Yeah.
I think he took an injury during his match with Hechicero, Mexico. I don't know if it's like a shoot or not.
They used it here. I thought it was a good idea.
Here. I agree. And I do like how it plays in later. I swear I saw something where I said at least like partially a shoot, but I don't know. Maybe you work yourself into a shoot, but you think it's a work or whatever.
Could be.
I never get the cool right because it's so confusing. Takeshita with the bastard driver, German suplex, and a blue thunderbomb for 2 because he's just a mad lad. Then Takeshita hits the power drive knee to Bandito, goes to a raging fire, but Bandito counters in a small package for 2, which we've seen people do before, but the way that's just because it happens so quick, I think it looks cool every time.
It does.
Takeshita accidentally boots Okada, then Bandito rolls him up for 2. Bandito manages to hit the X knee one-armed, and then he goes to the 21 plex, but the shoulder does give out. Takeshita lines up for his knee again. Okada tags in, so Takeshita instead takes out Brody King, and Okada hits the Rainmaker to Bandito for the win, which I was actually kind of surprised about.
A little bit.
Because my thought process was that we would get the tension screwing them over now. And then maybe we get Bandito or Brody King, whichever one would get the pin, facing Okada at Wrestle Dream as a placeholder, and then at Full Gear you would get Takeshita and Okada. But now, I guess we're going with this way.
Up.
Which this way does make sense in hindsight.
It does.
So in hindsight, I'm not surprised, but in the moment, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm okay with it. And like,
I agree. I like this, but I think there's a better match in there, and I think we can see why.
That's funny. I said it makes sense the heels get the win because Bandito's less than 100%. And I found the finish a little bit flat, which you were kind of mentioning.
I kind of like
flat
the
might
finish
be strong
just because, just because the shoulder it factors in, right?
But there's
and
clearly
there's
a better match between them for sure.
Yeah, and so honestly, I'm kind of glad because now it gives us a reason to get this in a pay-per-view setting, which is always better.
And then it feels like the Okada Takeshita stuff cost them the win there.
I would think so, yeah.
And then
that's where it happens, I guess, right? Which is great.
Yep.
I thought they told a solid story with Bandito's shoulder here. I thought that was smart, and I like how it factored in. But yeah, I'm really looking for the rematch because I think that's the match we envisioned here.
Considering the 4 people in this match, it was not.
No, but
they're
ceiling. Also never going to have a bad match because everyone in this match is awesome.
That's right.
Then we get Just Being Willow Nightingale. We're talking about FTR. They said stuff. Then
my note is exactly they said stuff. That's all I have.
That's not even my notes. I just realized there's not a lot there. And
that is literally...
Willow's just like talking about how it's like finally 3-on-3. That's cool. Stokely and FTR also speak. They say things. And then the only line that I thought was funny is like Willow's like, I don't need hoes, and I got 2 bad bitches that also hate Willow. That was cool.
Yep.
That was fine.
Yeah, I just have they hate Willow. Ford and Bane join them.
Collision.
That's some tough analysis we're giving there.
That's what you pay for, or you don't pay for.
Yeah, no one's ever paid anything for.
Then Bandito, we get a post-match interview, which I thought was kind of a cool way to do it. And Bandito said he's not making excuses. Things happen, and it was because of him. But the King's like, no, we'll keep fighting. We'll return harder. And they are still going to be the tag champs. I really like this. There wasn't any issues here. It's like, know they'd lose, but like they're just supportive. And I think they have a really great dynamic here. I love that King was like just
he
pumping
referred
him back
to Bandito as the best wrestler in the world, right? So,
which I thought was also really cool because like that's just like,
and there's people talking that
people
not
have been
best
saying
in the world, but like one of the best this year, right?
Yeah,
so,
I think he is an underrated pick. Personally, wouldn't be my pick just because being on ROH is a death sentence. But like I do really like that Brody King said that. I thought that was really cool.
And the fact that is it ROH champion is a death sentence is funny. The fact that
tell me when I'm telling lies.
That is his slot, but he's still, but now
that's true. That is like Bandito has had him on hell of a year. He's had, despite being in ROH, he's had some really great matches. Like that Takeshita match was fantastic.
Amazing. I love that match.
That was awesome. And then I think even Bandito
should watch that again.
I think him being in Bandito is so great because now he gets on the important show.
Yes, and
which is in ROH.
It's not ROH. In no world. You don't need to clarify that ever.
Yeah, I do need to watch that match again. I want to watch that again. I really would like, since we mentioned it, I'd love to watch the Ospreay Fletcher cage match again because that match was awesome. And I would probably watch Ospreay Hangman again because that's probably still my favorite match. Yes. That match was probably the match where most I was in doubt of who would win.
Dude, the triple threat we were at, I would watch again too.
I would love to see that.
Actually, because we haven't seen it on TV, we should.
I would absolutely watch that again as well. Yeah, that would be great. I would honestly love to watch Mox Hangman again, just because like that was a great cap off to that show. I'm trying to think of and I was trying to find it earlier, but maybe we can find it on our on-demand thing. I would love to watch Ospreay Takeshi again. Remember the match they had on TV?
Yeah.
That was like amazing.
Amazing.
That is probably my favorite TV match of the year. If I had to think of it, like it's the only one I can think of because it was like almost as good as their pay-per-view match from 2024.
Although I did make a note, and you'll know which one right away, of at least to mention a one from NXT finally this week. I thought I enjoyed it that much.
Oh, right. Ali and okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we'll go to our main event, which is Orange Cassidy and Pac. Pac is like virtually unrecognizable. The shorter hair, he is crazy shredded again. Which, to be fair, he's always been pretty shredded.
Always.
But I don't know what he was doing when time he was off, but he was clearly just pumping the gym every day because he looks ridiculous.
He does.
And now he has a singlet and long tights with boots. I respect the physique, but I hate his ring gear.
Jack is upset.
Like he literally doesn't look like Pac anymore. It's actually crazy.
He's got a new look. He's repackaged, but he's still the same character.
Repackaged.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, he's still got his theme song though. Which obviously you knew that his theme song.
Absolutely, it's my ringtone.
But yeah, no, I thought Pac looked great. It's like a thing where like, cause then AJ and Orton, when they came back from injury, they were also shredded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pac looks.
AJ came back looking like 30 pounds heavier.
But like
30 Orton too.
Like
muscle.
It looks like they both put on 14 pounds of muscle.
14 pounds.
Honestly, I think I'm glad Cody was in AEW because like anything we quote from
we've
him,
gotten a lot of mileage.
Is from like we always quote the baby and racism,
obviously,
and then 14 pounds of muscle. At the very least, it's those two.
Yeah.
That, like the mileage I think we get out of those is
good.
So great.
It was worth it.
I think it was worth dealing with him. For
and the
like
Brody Lee match was also worth it.
The dog collar, that was a pretty.
No,
great.
Not that one. Didn't he kill him in one?
What do you mean? Oh yes, that one was worth it. Where Brody Lee just like squashed him. That was like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Remember, and then
I couldn't believe they did it. Like
that was awesome.
Just to give Brody Lee that was amazing.
And then remember a couple years later, Mox squashed Punk in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I remembered. That crazy.
Is true. I remember like because Mox was interim champion and Punk came back after breaking his ankle jumping over the barricade.
Yeah.
And they did he beat Punk in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So you know how that tells them we were all just like holy shit because we thought Punk was like sure winning that. We were like why did they book on Diamond? Obviously then he lost to Punk at the pay-per-view because Chicago. But like I remember I think saying he Brody Lead Punk.
Right.
Because like
it was so shocking.
Brody Lee, the Cody Rhodes squash was so iconic that like
I loved it.
It becomes a verb.
Yeah.
Like whenever you like squash a top star in AEW, you're Brody Leeing someone. I guess it's in like the same mold as when Lesnar squashed Cena the one time, but why would I give him the naming rights to that?
No. Redacted.
Actually, I should have mentioned it too. I didn't tell you, but sorry, a bit off topic, but really brief digression was every year for 2K they come out with like there's usually deluxe and there's like the super deluxe,
right?
And then which has the DLC, so I buy that. But then usually like later in the year, so right around now because it's coming out, I think the 16th, they'll do like another super deluxe edition with like an extra DLC pack. Last year I think that they did like some Wyatt one. I think it was last year where they did like, and you had like the unused version of the Fiend. I think it update Uncle Howdy and stuff like that, right? So the one this year is the Cena Farewell when you get like Cena from WrestleMania this year, Thugonomics Cena, R-Truth when he did the Ron Cena gear, right?
Yes.
And then Brock Lesnar. So he's back in the game already.
Amazing. Of course.
As DLC, which I'm sure a lot of people are excited about. But I think it's him in his street gear from when he returned. So it's like, what the hell?
The longer braided hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
With his updated look. But like, so you're telling me if I'm buying the DLC and I get Brock Lesnar, then I have to like still give him his shorts and everything.
Yeah. Get to work.
Right? Like, I just thought that was funny, but it's like, okay, as soon as he's back here, it's like, get him in the game.
Immediately.
Right? Like, of course. Anyways, a lot of technical back and forth early on. Falcon Arrow on the floor from Pac, which was cool. Forearm exchange, then kicks are exchanged, and Pac hits his snap German not for two, sorry. But he does that really well every time.
He does.
It's always really quick and hard. I remember he did it. I don't know why I remember this match. Him and when he was king of the cruiserweights against Jack Gallagher at Fastlane in 2017.
He's redacted too, I think.
Yeah, I think he was one of the Me Too people.
He was.
And Pac just like absolutely killed him with that snap German. King of the cruiserweights. That was something special.
It's a great gimmick.
That was perfect.
It
was like
it was so good.
that was proto Pac.
I'm shocked they got that so right in hindsight.
Well, because Vince didn't care enough about 205 Live to get his paws on it.
True.
It was kind of like NXT in that regard. Where
and I was even like, okay, he's going to be a heel? How? And he was amazing.
And it's like the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was that, and then like the year after when he was gone, is that Buddy Murphy as Cruiserweight Champion was also great.
Just felt like nobody was ever going to beat him. He was that good.
But then he like lost to Tozawa and only won it back, and then he lost his title to Enzo.
Yeah, of course.
Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
That felt like the most WWE way to end his run.
It did.
Just him losing to Enzo.
Yeah.
And then didn't he just like walk out on it and he sat at home for a while? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
I think he like his contract was up sometime in 2018.
Yeah.
Because I remember like he was on the bench for a long time. Anyways, PK from Cassidy, Suicide Tornado DT absolutely spikes Pac. He knocks Pac on a timekeeper's table then with an orange punch, and then he dives onto him. Does like a lazy dive to put him through the table. Tilt roll DDT in the ring from Cassidy, and Pac is like the best at selling DDTs.
He's amazing.
Like not only does he spike himself, but then he's like bending over like this. He looks like he's like decomposing. He looks like he's like dead.
Yeah.
What he took was it the draping DT I think on the floor. Remember he had the opener with Okada
from
Dynasty last year. That match was great. That was like probably the best opener of the year I think. But yeah, Pac is just the best at selling DDTs. Cassidy then he nails the orange punch, but Pac gets his foot on the bottom rope at the last second. I think this is the one where like Cassidy absolutely drilled an orange punch. Like there was the one where I thought it looked really good because like most of the time I think it looks fine, but like there's some orange punches where he just like drills it. Again, might also be Pac selling it. Pac rolls out of the ring to avoid a dive. He climbs up in the crowd as Cassidy follows. He hits a tombstone on the floor up there and then kicks Cassidy down the stairs. He's kind of wrestling against the barricade. He gets his ankle handcuffed to the barricade by Darby Allin. Cassidy gets back in the ring, and then Pac breaks free, jumps in the ring last second, gets rolled up like that.
Yep, just like that.
And Cassidy gets the win. Then Darby comes out with the backpack, stares down Pac. Pac runs to get him, but he gets pepper sprayed. Yuta gets taken out, and then Darby like kind of threatens Claudio and Garcia with a taser. It's like he's trying to like do the most batshit crazy thing he can.
Yeah.
Because then like he's like over on the concourse.
You could just hear it like crackling.
He's like threatening them then on the concourse with the Molotov cocktail until security take him down.
He is unhinged.
I love that the build for him versus Mox has just been him doing like threatening the Death Riders and Mox with insanely unhinged violence every week.
That's all they understand.
That is fair. And it's also all Darby does.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just makes, I shudder at the thought of what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Like what is, I don't want to know.
I know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. I thought this match was good. I don't think it was like a super important main event, obviously. And I think like Pac's maybe not back up to complete full speed yet, but it was good. And Orange Cassidy stuff, like, and again, it's partly Pac selling, like you said.
Pac is a master seller.
He is. So yeah, was it like a top tier main event? No.
It's not their best match, but it was a pretty good match.
It was good, yeah.
And disappointed Pac lost, yes. But at least it was like Darby, like literally, like basically almost getting him counted out.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not really lost, but at least it wasn't clean and it's like in service of the Darby Death Riders feud. So it's like not without purpose, at least. Like it's not like he just, because I feel like Pac, that's a lot of his role was like just to take a loss, right? If Death Riders needing it. So I'm glad at least like there seems to be some reason here. Although I'm still like I wish he would have won.
Me too.
But it's fine.
Good episode. I don't think it was awesome. I think it
could have been a little better based on. I agree. I think it was better last week. I think based on what the lineup was, I think it could have been a little better. But generally, still like a good episode. I was still happy with it.
What letter grade you going? I'll let you go first. You never go first.
Last week, what was it? A B minus and say it's better. So I'd say it's like a B.
Exactly.
I'd say upper range of B if anything.
Yeah.
Not a bad show, but
closer to B plus than B minus.
Yes, I agreed.
Yeah. Good show. All right. Now we'll shift gears. We'll do a little bit of trivia segment we like to call Off the Top of His Head. Okay, timely topic only because we've been talking about it on our own. I don't know if we've done it before. I always say that. Don't really care because I don't remember. It feels new to me, damn it. 15 worst WCW pay-per-views of the 90s and 2000s. Okay.
Sure.
And I usually go count my way up, but by the end, the top few are so easy, right? So I'd rather go easy to obscure.
I feel like that makes more sense, yeah. At least in this case, it's like, yeah.
To go easy to obscure. So number 1 worst of the 90s. I'll say the main event: Hogan versus the Giant in a monster truck and title match.
Oh, Havoc was at 95?
Correct. And then the why it's bad: Hogan and Giant battled in monster trucks on a rooftop. I've watched this not too long ago too.
Yeah. Then Hogan gets double humped.
That's right. Okay. Main event: Lex Luger, versus Barry Windham for the vacant world title.
Oh, Great American Bash 91.
Why do you know that?
Because it's just after Jim Herd fired Ric Flair as he was world champion, so it's that period where they don't have the big gold belt, so they use a standing belt for Luger here.
Okay, let's see if you know more. Why it's bad. Originally meant to feature Ric Flair, but he quit WCW before the show.
No, he got fired.
Taking the championship belt with him. The crowd chanted, "We want Flair" all night.
And the rest of the card wasn't good.
Okay, that's good knowledge.
Is this worst main events then? Or is it worst shows?
It shows, but the hint is main event.
Okay.
That's the hint.
I was just wondering because they're only talking about the main event.
Number 3, main event: Hulk Hogan, and so far it's been right. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage versus the Alliance to end Hulkamania.
Uncensored 96. Correct. We were just talking about.
We were. Why it's bad: Hogan and Savage faced 8 villains in a confusing multi-level cage match. The layout was impossible to follow, and it ended with a farcical finish that killed any suspense.
And Ed Leslie in his frying pans.
Awesome. Number 4, main event: Jeff Jarrett versus Hulk Hogan, and later Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, okay. Bash of the Beach 2000.
Correct.
That's the infamous one.
Yes, the worked shoot with Russo and Hogan. Blah blah blah. You talked about that already
shoots
too.
Are always great ideas.
They are. Main event: Sting versus Hollywood Hogan.
Starrcade 97.
Yes.
Is that a bad show, or is it just that show?
The match ended with
the not fast count, then it gets restarted.
It's funny, it says the botched quote unquote fast count. That wasn't fast.
I don't know if it's botched or if it's Hogan politicking. It really could be either way.
Right. Main event: Hulk Hogan versus the Giant. This is number 6. That's kind of tough. I can give you more details if you need it.
Is it something in 96?
The NWO took over the pay-per-view using black and white graphics, biased commentary, and heel referees.
Oh, sold out. No?
Correct.
Yes?
Yeah.
97?
Yes. Very good. Okay. All right.
That wasn't them taking over. That was just them getting their own show.
Number 7. Hulk Hogan versus Vader leather strap match.
Oh, is that Uncensored 95?
Wow. Why do you know these things?
Because I just figured like stipulation match because I know that's their show where it's like basically Extreme Rules is supposed to be no rules, but then they'd have like normal matches.
Promoted as a no rules event, yet every match had confusing stipulations or non-endings. Hogan ended up strapping Ric Flair to win, even though Vader was the opponent. Fans were baffled. That sounds insane. I'm sure I've seen it, but reading it sounds crazy. All right, number 8 of 15. Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash in a retirement match.
Oh. Like, is it?
If I give you, there is a big hint coming up.
Is it 98?
It's not 98.
99?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, I feel like I have to be later.
If I say
Fall Brawl?
If I say outdoors, does that help you?
Road Wild?
Yes. Because it was like, the next thing is held at Sturgis Motorcycle Ride.
Then that's just like, yeah.
Why it's bad? The crowd didn't pay attention because they're not wrestling fans.
That was always the issue with those shows, right? Like,
they were there to rev their bikes and just have a good time.
Which sucks because it looks really cool.
It does.
But no one cares.
No. A main event: Bret Hart versus Goldberg.
Starrcade 99.
Yes. Notorious for Goldberg's
kicking Bret in the head.
And ending his career, basically.
And therefore causing decades of
resentment and bitterness. Wow, he is so bitter.
He hates Goldberg.
Pound for pound bitterness. Bret Hart, God bless him because he's Canadian, but
he's probably the one of the
most bitter people.
He puts the bitter in bitter old man.
Oh my goodness. Number 10, Sid Vicious versus Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Hall.
Whoa.
The company was already collapsing. Titles were being vacated weekly. Storylines made no sense, and wrestlers were visibly uninspired.
Is it Mayhem?
No. Pick a year.
99?
Too early.
2000?
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the two. Spring Stampede?
No, right first letter.
Super Brawl?
Yes, according to this, and they've been right so far. This one I remember. Main event: Scott Steiner versus DDP.
Is it Sin? No, is it 2001 though?
Yes.
It sounds like 2001. Okay, Greed?
Yes, because the next one was the final WCW pay-per-view ever.
I know if the final one was either Sin or Greed, because I know it was one of the one-word ones.
So I don't like, and again, this kind of says it. Despite effort from the wrestlers, the crowd's dead. Storylines are meaningless. The company was going through the motions, which they were.
I don't know why that sounded like such a 2001 main event. 'Cause I know Steiner was really the only main eventer in 2001.
Yeah.
So I
Big
guess that's
Papa
it.
Pump was cool.
Yeah, but he really only hit main event.
I
think,
know
the last 2 years.
but he was like, I would pay attention to him when he was on TV, promos or in ring. He was cool. Number 12, Hulk Hogan versus the Warrior.
Wasn't the main event, but it was Halloween Havoc 98.
Right.
That's the one where, because it was DDP Goldberg was the main event, because they ran too long on the pay-per-view, so a lot of people got their feeds cut during
Right.
DDP Goldberg, so they had to show it
On Nitro.
for free on Nitro, and that was the last time they beat Raw in the ratings.
Right.
It was because of their screw-up.
It says a long-awaited rematch that turned into a disaster, painfully slow.
I don't know if it was long awaited, it was long in the making.
Hogan accidentally set his hand on fire.
He messed up a fireball.
Nice. That's timely, too.
Yeah, who did a fireball?
Aleister Black.
Yes.
And then I saw, sorry, just to digress, people were like, oh, it was paid actors in the front row. Well, obviously, you're not going to set a fireball within like a foot and a half of normal people. Like, it was a criticism of WWE. And listen, we're here to criticize WWE.
Whenever
but
I can.
I thought that was kind of silly.
Yeah.
Number 13, main event, Team NWO Hollywood versus Team NWO Wolfpack versus Team WCW in a War Games match.
Fall Brawl 98.
Correct. Why it's bad. Confusing 3-team War Games rules, random participants, and a botched finish in italics.
It was the one where they have the
Wrong
trapdoor.
person submitted?
That's
what they're saying.
I don't know. They had the trapdoor with the fake warrior, and then all the smoke, and then the warrior runs down. And that was the trapdoor that they didn't tell Bulldog about, so then he got backdropped on, and that's what messed up his back.
Yeah.
All because they want warrior.
Then the last line says the once great War Games concept was ruined.
And this was the first time they did the 3-team War Games, but they did it like, I think the 3-team thing's fine, but then it was like, I think it was the winner gets the world title shot, so why would you work together with anybody?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Why would you?
I also heard they did that weird War Games on Nitro in 2000 where it was like the triple decker thing, but it's not War Games.
No.
Something like that.
14, Jeff Jarrett versus Kevin Nash.
Oh, that's 2000, isn't it?
Yeah. Overbooked with constant interference and illogical angles, including the kidnapping of Goldberg. Russo-era chaos made it hard to follow who was heel, face, or
Spring
even
Stampede.
or even champion. That's funny. Look who got funny. AI got funny. AI got jokes.
Super Brawl.
No. 3 words. Well, plus the, I guess.
Not Bash at the Beach.
Bash.
Great American Bash.
Correct. Last one. They do get harder. This is the right order to do it. Main event, Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett. So right away you know what era. Like as soon as
it's 2000.
Yeah. Infamous for the worked shoot Goldberg match with Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner, where Goldberg refused to take a scripted move.
Fall Brawl?
No. The show blurred reality and fiction so much that fans stopped caring.
WCW 2000 in a nutshell.
Right. This was the only time this pay-per-view existed. This name. Pretty positive.
New Blood Rising?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. That's a good way to put it, actually, yeah.
I figured it had to be.
Also, their genius idea, because, like, why would you split the roster in 2 sides like that? But also, why are, like, the old people hanging on their spots, the baby faces?
Right.
Those are, like, the things. But then you had, like, people who don't really fit in there. Because
we'll go check it out.
Wasn't, like, Shane Douglas in the New Blood? I'm
yes.
Sure?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
No. It didn't make much sense at all. I think you'll get a lot of laughs out of watching it. Honestly, all that stuff.
I know so much about it because I've heard.
It's fun.
I watched so many reviews on it.
I've watched it many times.
And now that we have access to Nitro, that's great because not like we really need Thunder.
No. Hey, I also 2000 WCW and
generally Thunder
and Thunder. I go back and watch Thunder all the time.
Doesn't Thunder like suck?
Yes, but I don't know. I loved it. I think it goes a time in my life where I had my
see Thunder. If it's on here, hold on.
So what year?
Thunder's on here too. Never mind.
What year did it come into existence?
90? I want to say 97. Okay, 98. I knew it was 97 or 98.
That just hit me at the right time.
I knew
watched
it
it by
was
myself.
one of those years because they started SmackDown in 2000, or not in 2000, sorry, in 99, and SmackDown was like their anti-Thunder.
It was. I really
Okay, so now we could,
have a soft
if
spot
we
for
have
that.
a pay-per-view to watch, we have Nitro and Thunder at our disposal, at least on this thing.
To get caught up. All right. Well, we'll go back to talking about wrestling quickly. Just other notable stuff from the week. From you're gonna maybe Crown Jewel.
I have one match to talk about.
Bit of Raw, bit of all of NXT or most of NXT. We'll do that now. It's called Highspots and Restholds. So Raw, very few things. I only made I'm going off my memory. I was telling you the Paul Heyman Seth Rollins interaction backstage was good in the sense that they tried really hard to get some story attached to this,
to the meaningless matches, yeah.
But also telegraphed, because it was so Rollins saying, "What happens if I lose?" and Heyman being very Heyman and going, "But that won't happen. We don't have to worry about that." And he kept saying it, and took a while for him to be like, "No, Paul, snap out of it." And he's like, "So you lose the locker room, you lose whatever, you lose all this stuff, and then you lose the vision, everything we've done." And so then he's like, "But what about you?" basically, and he's like, "I'll start to wonder why I chose you over Roman Reigns." I guess
I thought that was kind of a cool line.
Right.
I did see that.
But then right from then you're like, he's not losing then.
I kind of assumed he was winning anyways.
It felt right. So I didn't think that was bad. They tried really hard to make something out of that. I saw an in-ring thing with Knight, Uso, and Punk that I thought was actually pretty good. Knight was all over Uso first. Basically, you're better as a tag team, even though your tag team sucks recently. Did they lose recently?
Usos?
Yeah. Anyways, and then Punk, same thing. He loves Jey Uso, but he doesn't like Little Roman, I think he called him.
I thought that was kind of solid.
I did too. And then it leads to kick. Uso ends up super kicking Punk. Or no, Jimmy does, I think. So anyways, the bottom line, it looked like we might get heel Uso tag team.
I think it might be heel Jay.
Because that would be cool. Maxine Dupree, did you see the count?
But you got Kana win, yeah.
She gets but did you see the actual count? Oh my goodness, buddy. You have to, I should have sent it to you then. It was like, I might be going a little bit fast, but probably not. 7, 8, 9, 10. It was incredible. It was the fastest.
Actually counting normally though,
it was the fastest count you've ever seen.
Because they usually count slow for shit like
super slow. So it was very funny to watch because it's super fast count. So yeah, Maxine wins the match. People are saying, "Oh, it's her best match ever." Okay.
Doesn't say anything about it.
Says nothing.
When did she had a good match?
Right.
On the Man of Her Own.
Maybe this was the first one. And then the other thing we sort of referred to was Aleister Black, right? Is with Zelina Vega and heel duo.
Black's been heel. I think it's new for Vega, which I think is interesting.
Set someone on fire. I'm immediately way more interested in both of them.
Even though I won't watch it.
And heel.
And it's just cool because they're IRL couple.
Right. And as a heel duo, I think that's awesome. So yeah, he did a fireball on
I mean, if she can't do anything for Andrade, she can do something for him.
Fireball on the barricade to who?
Priest.
Right. So.
Oh, talk about people I don't care about. I didn't care about him when he was present. When he was focal.
He got his little time. They were testing him out in that role, and I don't think the reviews were great. Not just by people outside, but internally, they're like, eh. I think, which I think is right.
He's he's kind of he felt like he was in of the old world title, the Jack Swagger role, where you're testing a new guy as world champion, kind of like Jay too.
Top guy's injured, or top guy needs some time off, or
Rollins was out, right?
Top guy's been overexposed or whatever, right?
You're trying out Swagger. You're gonna give a shot to Jace has been there a while, so you're gonna shot to him or Mysterio when he had the old one, right? Or they wanted to try it with Khali,
right?
Stuff like that, right? Which you don't see them experimenting as much with the WWE title.
And then. Yeah, it's not like he's going to be a 7-time champion by the time he's done. It'll be
he'd be lucky to get another one.
I think so too. And I don't hate him. He's just that's not his.
I've just come to like him a lot less.
His ceiling is not that high.
No.
Okay, NXT. I had no interest in this. The whole invasion.
What?
Sorry, show. Can't get it by. Showdown has not interested me. It's just kind of like lazy, and I don't get.
Yeah.
Anyways, as I feared, the Hardys beat Dark State for the NXT tag titles in the opener.
I don't know if you even should say as you fear, because was there an outcome you weren't fearing? I guess Dark State's a
That's
little
the one
better,
I
but,
was
like,
fearing, because
I
at
guess
least they're a
so.
developmental team on a developmental show.
But then then it's like more TNA stuff.
True. So the Dudleys, and I didn't know at the time, so they're shown in the crowd multiple times looking serious and had a stare down with the Hardys post-match, and I was just like...
This has been official for a while. It's a table match, by the way.
So not in NXT, though.
No.
So, and that's what I said. If they brought that to NXT, that might be the last straw.
Well, Bubba Ray was already there.
He was, but I don't need that match in NXT. Notables from the match, Matt Hardy can't move.
I saw people saying like how good they looked, and I was like,
Stop.
"There's no way."
Both of them were gassed within 3 minutes. Osiris Griffin got lost multiple times. The missed leg drop. There was a sequence he did. Someone else on Dark State hit something, and then he completely missed a leg drop. And then
he kind of misses half of that double clothesline too.
And then he had Matt up on his shoulders at one point and like fell in the corner, and it was super awkward, and they had to call an audible. Super formulaic match. It was Jeff in peril for almost all of it, and then Hardys hit their signatures at 2/3 speed and win. The crowd liked it a lot more than I did, and I'm not surprised people are saying, "Oh, they look so good." They looked like a little better than a very green developmental team, I guess.
And they just won the Hog titles, I think. House of Glory. It's another indie promotion.
Yeah.
And so they have those, the TNA, the NXT, and the fourth rope. So now they have 4 belts. They're like, they're doing the same thing as Monet, but they're like over twice her age.
They're young men. I think they're basically my age, or Jeff is, I think.
Yeah.
Same. And I mean, just in terms of Dark State, right? They went from this mysterious dominant heel faction
to the Hardys.
Would you say transitional tag champs to get it from?
Not quite, because I don't know if this was always the plan, or it's like they came to this and they just wanted to do it. I don't know. They at least like short-term champs losing to the Hardys.
And it's like
not good.
And then they've been also interacting with Chase U, right? Which hasn't helped them either, I don't think. But anyways, it's a weird path for them. Or maybe it's like they're not as cool as we thought they were going to be.
I mean, I don't know how you thought they were going to be cool. But,
Women's Survivor Series elimination tag match. This one I took a lot of notes for some reason. So it's Team TNA, Kalani Jordan, Cassie Lee, which I have a note on that in a minute. Jessie McKay and Mara Sade against Team NXT, JC Jane, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, Lola Vice. So Jordan Grace is the guest referee. So
because she has to find both camps.
So if I am Ava, the GM, why am I making her the referee?
Or Hendry,
we worry about her loyalty, right? But let's put her
let's test her loyalty.
What a great GM she is. Anyways, I just thought it made no sense.
And the Iconics had their old theme.
Yes,
cool.
And the some of them wearing the NXT and TNA branded shirts just kills me, because it's like battle for brand supremacy.
It's because
nonsense.
Mara Sade, you wouldn't know what team she's on.
That's right.
And also Kalani, it's like you might think she's on Team NXT because that's where she works.
That's who pays her check. Yeah. So Lola and JC have issues. Obviously, they're coming off a match, and there's a Lola blind tag, so that's a problem for JC Jane. The Iconics have some of the weakest kicks I've seen in a long time, and I think that is possibly literally all they did was 2 kicks, 1 each. And I don't know if they did any other offense. All 8 are wagging their fingers at each other. Grace finally just gives in and lets them brawl. I was worried for Kalani. She did a moonsault to the floor.
Did she actually hit her though?
3 people basically did not want to catch her. And you know when they like land really fast and fall back? I thought she was going to smash her head off the ground. JC Jane actually looks good, taking out all 4 of the other team in rapid succession.
Too bad she's maybe injured.
I swear to you, Vic Joseph does not know. He either doesn't know what the Iconics' new names are, or he was afraid he was going to revert back to. So he just didn't refer to them by name at all. Not that they did much. Sade takes forever to drag Jada Parker into position in the corner.
And completely overshoots.
And then completely overshoots and misses a moonsault so badly that commentary have to point it out. Like, it's one thing to miss, but to take like what felt like 5 seconds.
And like carefully measure it out.
And then miss anyways was precious. Kalani is super late breaking up a pin, so Jordan Grace just stops counting. I guess I took notes because there was lots of weird stuff.
She's supposed to count regardless. So
right? That's what they tell me. Jada Parker gets eliminated first when Sade rolls her up, and then immediate soul snatcher. Sade's out. Cassie Lee's eliminated with a vice back fist. I said she hit one bad kick and no other offense. Other iconic, since I don't know their names either, taps out to Lola.
It's Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, I think.
I think you're right. And it's now Kalani Jordan all alone. Booker has new guttural noises for Lola's running hip attack. Awesome is what my note says verbatim. So he's trying to do a Vacaire thing.
He's trying to get a new Vacaire. He misses doing that.
So gross. Jordan Grace is distracted by the Iconics, misses a Kalani pin of Jane. I think it was off of 450. Can't remember. Kalani's obviously pissed at Jordan Grace now, which it feels like that'll be a path they go down. Lola sent into JC Jane. Kalani hits a an angle slam to eliminate Vice, and the ring announcer thinks the match is over. Announced it. Did you see that clip?
Yes.
Awesome. Spanish Fly by Kalani was actually impressive. Soul gets her knees up, follows with the Soul Snatcher, but Jane tags herself in to steal the pinfall. Secure the win. Totally fine. Crazy long by NXT standard. 23 minutes. Weak build, no stakes. Kind of felt unimportant. The match itself was fine. They at least furthered Vice and Jane, I think, and maybe introduced Kalani Jordan Grace, so it accomplished something. But
which is weird because, she works for TNA, right?
That's right. Some of the offense was good, but it wasn't amazing. Matt Cardona is apologizing to Ava about getting involved in Bourne and Briggs' match last week. Briggs walks in, but the way he walks in, he swings the door open. I
did see it. It was so goofy.
Hides Cardona behind the door. He wants a match with Cardona, and Ava gives it to him. Briggs leaves Cardona. This is the only part I liked. I'm pretty sure he said, "I love how things work around here." So if he's making a comment about, like, I ruin a match that was quote unquote important to your company at that time, I get what I want. Like, I love this place, right?
And like, it was a bad GM.
Yeah, so I have no desire to see him at all in 2025. But if that was the commentary, then I kind of thought it was funny. Ethan Page and Mustafa, sorry. This was a 14-minute match that it's not going to win TV Match of the Year for me, but it's worth mentioning. It was awesome. Page retained his North American title. Mustafa Ali.
He had this old theme intro at the beginning of his entrance, so that was cool. They kind of faked me out, though, because I love that theme song, and they didn't go all the way.
So he was not in his usual character. I don't think he was even a heel here, to be honest.
Well, because I feel like it makes more sense for Ego to
which is weird, but who cares? The match was great. Ali sells so well. There was one. Did you see the spot where he got shoved off the turnbuckle into the barricade?
He
looked
went
amazing.
Full send, yeah.
I told you there's one where he's lying face down on the mat and his legs are sticking out of the ring, and so Page is outside and pushes his legs to swing his head into the post. Looked amazing. And then Ali hits a crazy looking suicide dive right over the announce table. And I think the story was a cord got wrapped because they both crashed over the table and into whatever.
I did see the cord around his foot later. I wasn't sure if that was on purpose or not.
So a cord's wrapped around his foot, so it stops him, slows him down from hitting the 450 right into a twisted grin. Page wins 14 minutes. Awesome match. Ali's selling is so good that Page looked extra vicious, and I thought it was awesome. It's worth checking out to anyone that hasn't. Lexus King thinks Dr. Wagner 3 is Tavion.
He held Dr. Wagner Jr.
So they're doing a reverse El Grande Americano. So what does that mean? Work it out.
Sorry.
So how does El Grande... So I'm just going to say that they're doing with Lexus King and Dr. Wagner and Tavion Heights. Those are the three players. They're doing a reverse El Grande Americano.
It's what, that he thinks it's Tavion?
Correct. So Dr. Wagner's doing a promo. King shows up and is sure it's Tavion Heights. And then Dr.
Is it the
Wagner...
same thing as Americano, just like not, but it isn't? Or is it reversed because it's like it isn't him instead of it actually
right.
him? Okay.
It is actually him, but no one knows
actually El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
But he thinks it's Heights. And then Wagner leaves and Heights shows up. Comedy.
So it is... Yeah, he thinks it's Heights, but it's actually El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Right. Yes.
See, I got that name down.
Honestly, man, Lexus King has developed a pretty unique character, and I think I can see him getting a main roster and being around for a while.
I don't see him being very high card, though.
No, for sure not. And I don't, like, the obvious thing is R-Truth, but he's not that silly. but you can give him anything,
Like
and
he could be the heel version.
It's kind of got a little something to it, you know. I think he'll be around.
That does
for a
keep
while.
him around.
Women's locker room time. The women's NXT team is there. JC Jane leaves. Zarya comes in, wants to talk to Ruka. Ruka says that Zarya and herself will become tag champs. Monroe comes in, says Ruka's selfish. Zarya will never gets what she wants. Zarya says she knows Monroe just wants. I thought this was funny. I told you. She's like, I know you just want Ruka's titles or Saul's titles, and Monroe says just one of them. So it's like, I took that to be her like crapping on the Speed title, which is a-okay. Like Cardona's little shot at how stupid the booking is, and then this shot at like that title's worthless.
They said they were bringing the Speed titles for from because the Twitter deal's done, right?
Yeah.
Where's the men's title? Technically, last Americano had it.
Oh.
But that was when it was not Gable.
What are you talking about? They're not the same person. Monroe says, and then she says, we'll see how long your friendship lasts. So it basically seems like we're getting Ruka and Monroe, which is fine, right?
And I feel like maybe Zarya turns and Monroe wins the title.
She could be Monroe's muscle. That would
and then Zarya gets the Speed title.
If they do like glamorous Monroe and like a different version of Zarya.
I feel like that wastes Zarya.
It does, but anyways, we'll see what happens. Then it's just the men's elimination match, right? It is Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Miles Bourne versus Team TNA. Mike Santana, cool. Moose, fine. Frankie Kazarian, dunno. And Leon Slater, fine. Fewer notes on this one. Kaz slingshot cutter eliminates Bourne early. Evans goes for a springboard cutter on Kaz. Slater rolls him up. I think it was like Slater looked pretty smart, waiting for like just grabbing him as he was going for the springboard cutter. Trick drops down to avoid a Saints tag. He walks away and is eliminated, I guess, by count out.
He wasn't legal. That confused me.
He
too,
just left.
I saw it. And I don't know.
He never came back. So it's Saints all alone. He manages to eliminate Kaz, then Slater, and then Moose and Santana finally get the better of Saints. Pop-up powerbomb, I believe it was, and the spin the block for Team TNA win.
Tornado DDT, like, why is that? That's not a finisher, dude.
It's not. I think Santana comes across as kind of a star, which I'm pretty happy about because I like him a lot. And I don't really. Moose has had his time. Like, I like Moose, but TNA needs to go with someone new, and I think that's your guy. I like this better than the women's. I still don't think it was awesome. Ollie Page, to me, was the best match on this show. But to be fair, the whole TNA showdown, kind of has bored me. Nothing wrong with this match. The premise was flawed, so it was hard to get into, but I would recommend checking out Page and Ali to anyone. So you watched one match from Crown Jewel.
I did end up watching Cena
because it wasn't Saudi, so we're not banned from it.
Technically, yeah.
Right.
Even if it was, I probably would have watched this at least. But yeah.
I have heard good things. So your thoughts?
I only watched Cena and Styles. It was a lot of playing nostalgia. Styles wore his old TNA gear. I think it's from his first match on national TV or something. Like, I think it's the exact gear too. Like,
nice.
He wore trunks. He didn't have gloves on.
Right.
It was very strange. Crowd sang along to Cena's theme. They were super hyped for him. And Cena also gave a note to the announcer for her to announce Styles special. It was like, he was Mr. Total Nonstop Action, the ace boss of Bullet Club. And she said Bullet Club.
Nice.
Face arms in place. I think AJ was caught off guard because you can see, like, when she mentions Bullet Club, you can see.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, and so that was kind of cool. A lot of homages. Styles did Scorpion Death Drop, Kakina Clutch, Angel's Wings, Sweet Chin Music. Cena hit Skull Crushing Finale, Accolade, Walls of Jericho, Sister Abigail, Orton, DDT, and RKO.
That's cool.
Styles went for a 5-knuckle shuffle, and then Cena got up and goozled him for a choke slam.
Nice.
AJ also hit a Deadeye at one point, which I thought was surprising. I know it's not like an homage because they didn't call it.
No.
But like, I just thought it was surprising he did that move. It ended up being, this was a lot of finisher spots with all the tribute Cena does, but it's hard to deny it's pretty cool in some instances. Like, the Sister Abigail was really cool because he did that, cool. And then they kicked out, and everyone was super, and then everyone did the Fireflies after. So it was really cool. It's like, you know, R.I.P. Right, and everything. And Cena won. He did that thing where, like, you know, when he catches someone out of crossbody, rolls through and lifts them up.
Yeah.
For an AA.
Yeah.
He did that, but he lifted him into a tombstone instead.
Nice.
Hit that and then did an AA. And I don't generally love main roster nostalgia bait, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it.
I think it sounds cool the way they handled it.
I would recommend watching it.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of my
That's good to hear.
preferred main roster matches this year since I don't watch.
You don't
any.
hate everything on
No.
WWE.
Cena and Styles seem to be having a good time there, and with how much the crowd loves it, and like all like just the homages, it's hard not to have fun with it. And I've never been a Cena guy. He was a little before my time, and I just don't really care.
What Cena
But,
match
like,
did I like recently? Cody,
yeah, which I didn't love that one.
I liked it.
It's just like even like Cena entering and like everyone singing along and like it is his last international match. It's like it is hard not to get caught up in that a bit. I find,
and you are far from a Cena fan.
You're right, and so
But
I think it is interesting. And I thought Styles looked pretty good because I know sometimes he hasn't lately. I thought he looked pretty solid here, and I thought Cena as well. Like neither of them are in their prime, but like.
But Cena is like emblematic of an era, and he is on his way out.
And he's paying homage a lot, so it like helps his moveset out a bit.
Yeah.
They also mentioned that like to enjoy while you can because they literally mentioned Styles is retiring next year.
Yeah,
so that's official.
Yeah.
But this was really enjoyable. A lot of big spots. Not the greatest in-ring match ever, but like I saw someone say this and I kind of agreed. It's like clearly a love letter to wrestling and also to the people that made these guys.
Right. And that's cool.
And so I thought just in general it was like just a really good piece. It was like a really good feel-good piece. So I thought it was really cool, and it was kind of what I expected. Like probably in-ring, not their best match between the two of them because they've had some really good ones last decade. But
a decade ago.
But no, this was really great. I thought like they packed in a lot of stuff and it was just kind of cool.
Good.
And like I like that, even though like it's sometimes bland babyface, but I thought like Cena giving the note for the instruction for Styles and they hugged afterwards, like that was kind of cool because they obviously probably have like a lot of genuine emotion here, and so it was cool. I enjoyed it. I would probably nominate it for match of the year just to have another main roster one in there, because the only main roster match I can think of that I genuinely would put match of the year was the night one main event for Mania,
right? Which
was Rollins Punk Roman. So I thought that was actually really good. But this was quite enjoyable. I didn't have a bad time with that at all.
Good to hear. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get out of here. Episode, what is this? 273 is in the books. We'll be back at it next weekend. Jack will be back at his university residence.
No, I'll be here because I'm coming back for reading.
Oh, nice.
I mean, if we play our cards right,
in a row.
that's what I'm saying.
Of you being here, so I could leave the setup like this. I don't have to move.
Should be able to, yeah.
Awesome. That's great news. All right, well, we hope to see you back for both of those and any beyond. Thanks for taking some time out of your week to listen to us talk about wrestling. See you back here, literally here, I guess, for 274 next week. And until then, everybody, take care.